y'all? It's Andy of Boss and Mountains, and I am in Sevierville, Tennessee at the Ponies and the Smokies show. We got all the Mustangs here today, folks. We're gonna walk around, check this thing out. One of my favorite shows of the year. So many fantastic Mustangs. We got one of every year. There's lots of great classics. You got Shelby's, Bosses, everything. Let's check it out. All right, y'all, check this out. How cool is that? So I've seen this car here, I believe, every year I've been here. I'm certain it was here last year. I think it was here before last. Very cool Eleanor build. This one's always a very popular car with our videos. Check out this interior. 3 pedals. There you go. Isn't that cool? Wow. That's amazing. Very cool ride right there, folks. Very cool ride. All right, so one of my favorite parts about this show is the ring of the years of Mustangs. So we start here with this 64 and a half, and we're gonna go all the way around, seeing every year. There may be some empty spots, but normally they've got one of every year. So let's go around and see what we got. So this time in the 64 spot, 64 and a half, you have this Indy 500 Mustang pace car. How cool is that? Oh, shout out to the owners there. There you go, check it out. 260 in this one, right? There were lots of very intricate little differences in the 64 and a half and 65. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Here we go, 65. Nice. And that, of course, is 289. Isn't that lovely? So these are actually chained off, so I can't get in there. That's one of the problems with this part. We can't get in there and show you that interior or anything. Now, in the 66 spot, look at this. We got a Shelby GT 350. Isn't that nice? Now the Shelby started in 65. All those were blue and white. But in 66, you had this option here. Isn't that gorgeous? Very nice. Yeah. Check it out, 67. Very cool. So the 67s, both of these are fastbacks, you can see. Nice. Some subtle differences here in the 66, 67, and the 67s, you had that little double scoop on the side there. Now this time we have a very different 68 in the ring. So I've not seen this one before. That's pretty amazing. Look at this. That is massive. Oh my goodness. But pretty unusual for a 68. Not your typical 68 Mustang by any means. Lots of modifications there. Now, gorgeous example, 69 Mach 1. You see the body style change again from 68 to 69. 69 had the double headlights there and then the scoop on the quarters. Now, check this out. The shaker. That's awesome. Very cool. And in the 70 spot this time, we have a Shelby GT 500. So this looks totally different from a normal Shelby, or sorry, from a normal 70 Mustang. It looks actually nothing like a normal 70 Mustang. 70 doesn't have the scoop on the back quarter like the Shelby does. It's got the Shelby has the fiberglass front clip that looks totally different from your regular 70. So lots of differences there. Now, I will say that the 69 and 70 Shelbys are probably my favorite Mustangs made. But as far as looking like a 70 Mustang, this is totally different from what you would normally see here in the 70 spot. Now this is the GT 500, so it's the big one, right? 428. Now, there are a few differences between the 69 and the 70 Shelby. Can't see it here because the hood's up. Let me see if I can get the camera up. Yeah. So see those black stripes? That's a 70 thing. If it was a 69, it wouldn't have that. And if it was a 69, it wouldn't have that chin spoiler right there. That's a 70 thing. Now the 70 Shelbys were actually leftover 69s, but they put those two differences on there and called it a 70. Now, huge body style change to 71. I love these 71, 72 Mustangs. You got the slotted mags. Isn't that cool? 351 Cleveland with the actual ram air. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, I like this. Now this is a very pure example of a 71 Mustang. And then 72 Mach 1, that's just gorgeous right there. Absolutely gorgeous. Aftermarket wheels. Beautiful, beautiful car. All right. Very cool. So it's a 351 Cleveland, but they've done some stuff with that one. Love the hockey stripe. Now there are some differences between the 72 and 73. So 71, 72, identical bodies. There is no difference. But 73, you can see we got this different front bumper. See that? They had to do, had to be rated for crash at a certain speed, which is useless, but that's okay. And the other big difference for 73 are these vertical lights in the grille, signal lights, instead of the horizontal ones that you had for 71, 72. All right, very nice. It's a beautiful 73. Looking awesome. I like that they have the brake right here for the walkthrough because the shift from 73 to 74 is ginormous. So here's the 74 Mustang II. Now these Mustang IIs, okay, so we don't have a 74. This one's a 75. There's virtually no difference between 74 and 75. Now this one actually has the half vinyl top, right? The Mustang Gia. Very cool. Huge change, and it was a really, really big boost to sales. So they sold a ton of these Mustang IIs. And so here's the fastback version. Looks a lot more like the Pinto, right? So this is the 76 Mustang II. Very cool little car. That one's a 302 4-speed. Check it out. Right? And here we go, 77. Very nice. Good looking car, Barbara. Very cool. Very cool. And so this is a husband and wife team here. Here's the husband's car. 78. King Cobra. Check out this. Isn't that cool? Yeah. It's awesome. So 77, 78 with the King Cobra package going on. See the different ground effects there and stuff. Now, 79 was a huge change. Isn't that cool? Base car option here. Example, rather. So, huge change from 78 to 79. And then 80. Kept this body style for a few years, right? 81. Very cool. 82. Right?
That's something.
83. Check out this 84. Wow. '85. 86. And then 87. Check out those headlights. Right? See that change? Love this. 88 Sling. Isn't that cool? So the 89 that's supposed to be here, maybe it'll be here soon. 90. 91. 92. 93. And then another huge change in the body for 94, right? See the 93 and the 94. Big, big difference. Yeah, 95, 96, 97, 98. Looking nice. And then another huge change for 99. Totally different body style. 98 to 99, there you go. And then 2000. 01. 02. Check out this 03 shaker. Isn't that cool? Very cool. 4. And then a massive change to 05. See that body style shift? Big change in 05. 06. Very cool. 07. Gorgeous example of an 07. That's awesome. Check it out. Very nice 08. Yeah, that's pretty awesome right there. And check out this 09 Shelby GT500 KR. That's tough right there. Great looking 09. 2010. 2011. 2012. Great. Where the 2013 is right now. Check out this 14. That's super cool. Super cool. 15. Check out this 16. I love that finish. That's awesome. 2017. Nice. 2018. Are you seeing the changes? 2019.
They walk right behind you.
Here you go, 2020. Very cool, Roush. 21. And 22. Very cool. There's 23. Awesome. 24. and all new this year, 2025. There it is. The current year, all the way around. Very cool. All right, y'all, I'm here with my buddy Andy Krause. How you doing, brother?
Doing good.
Good, good. So checking out this car, this is, dare I say, the coolest car here.
Well, thanks.
Maybe,
I appreciate
right? And this is all you. You
Yep.
built this thing.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Take me around. Let's look at this 65 Mustang and see what all we got.
Well, first of all, I wanted to build something that is the only one here.
Right.
There's not
You did
more
that.
of them. What I've got is it's a 65 fastback, and
Right.
then I modified it with 7 different generations of Mustangs.
Okay.
Starting in the front, it's got the 09 Shelby headlights with the
Right.
HID, the GT350R front apron. The hood is the stock, but it's a 67 Shelby hood scoop put on backwards.
I see that.
And the reason I had to do that is I moved the motor back 10 inches
Okay.
and I couldn't get air to the motor, to the back cylinder, so I had to get air to it. So
Wow.
I made the vents into actual cowl induction.
Yeah.
So if you look at the bottom of the hood, that's an air box right there
Right.
that seals when it's
Brilliant.
shut.
How cool is that? Wow. That's brilliant.
And then the flares are off a 2000 Mustang.
Okay.
And the front would be the left and the rear is the right fender. And I laid them out and then just tied in with the rocker. And the C part of the body has been moved in 2 inches, all for airflow. That's to let the air escape from the front brakes. And then the rear, the door handles are off a 95 Mustang.
Okay.
The scoop is the scoop from the other side of the car. I flipped them and reversed them.
Okay.
So it's actually functional. If you look inside, you can see how the mesh in there.
Oh yeah.
And if you look inside the car, there's the air duct that feeds the rear brakes, the air to the rear brakes, and the.
Okay, so tell me about the quarters now.
They're off a 68 Mustang,
Okay.
and they bulge more. 65 runs real
Right.
flat.
Yeah.
And then the flare adds another 5 inches, so I can run a 325.
Right.
The quarter windows are off a 2014 Mustang. And the taillights are an 05. And I had to cut the bottom part off to get them to fit, and then widen the rear body panel.
Wow.
That's the exit for the air coming in through the side scoop.
Yeah.
The car is basically a tunnel hull. The center is that's a air brake. That's a DRS. That spoiler opens on the straightaways.
Yeah.
And when I hit the brakes, the computer shuts it and it uses it as an air brake to slow me down.
Oh my goodness.
The fuel filler is a 65 GT350 Shelby.
Yeah.
But he would mount them on the tank. So I brought it up through the trunk lid. So
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
actually more purposeful.
Yeah.
The rear window, I dropped the center to let more air out of the cockpit. That's
Right.
where the dimple died and vented. And then by
That's
dropping
brilliant.
the center, it got rid of a blind spot.
Right.
So I can see out of the back.
Yeah, you couldn't see anything out of these
No.
normally.
No, they're horrible.
How cool is that? And so that flows through there.
Yes, that lets all that cockpit air out.
Right. Wow.
Then I cut the rain drip moldings off of it.
Right.
I kept the original window frame and vent window frame, but it's all replaced with Lexan,
Right.
so that
That's
for
what I was
weight.
thinking you had back there. Yeah.
I shaved almost over 1,000 pounds off this car.
Wow. So what does it weigh?
3,000.
Wow. Incredible. Now, is it a tube all the way through?
Yes, here's, well, a picture of the frame.
Okay.
So it's a full frame. It's basically based off like a NASCAR
Yeah.
frame, and then I used the C7 Corvette front suspension components.
Yeah, we won't tell anybody that.
No, that's the only Chevy thing. Normally, I try to stick with the Ford.
Right,
because
right.
I usually don't have many friends when we start.
That's
The
hilarious.
roll cage, I tucked it under where you can't see, but if you look up in here, it's got a full cage that,
Oh, wow,
that
yeah.
runs through the car, but I didn't want any blind spots. So,
You still got a headliner. It's just above
yeah, I got
the-
a headliner. And that really was very hard to fit.
Oh, I bet.
I had to squeeze it through the roll cage.
Oh,
I mean,
my
it was
goodness.
tight.
Yeah.
The rear suspension is a 3-link,
Okay.
set up for road course, road
Oh,
racing.
yeah.
And
Wow.
the dash is the original dash,
Okay.
except for I cut the center part out
Uh-huh.
and recessed it and then ran with the carbon fiber, and it has just a logger dash. Here, let me hit the power and you can see how the dash works on it.
Oh, yeah. Huh. All digital there.
Then that display, I've got, the car has, I can run E85 fuel,
Uh-huh.
ethanol sensor, it has launch control, traction control.
Wow.
It has, whatever I can put a sensor on, it does.
Okay. Wow. Incredible. So tell me about this engine.
The motor is a 363 stroke small block Windsor with
Okay.
a dart block and its AFR heads. And I textured them and painted it to look like a cast iron motor. I wanted to
Right.
keep the old school look. But if you notice, it doesn't have a distributor with wires. It's got a plug-on coil.
Oh, yeah.
So that allows me to do all the stuff with the computer with the ECU,
Right.
control the motor with timing.
Wow.
Then I modified the injectors. They're Bosch injectors, and it's a custom built setup.
I'll say. That is really cool.
But I kept the V-belts and stuff to keep
Right.
the old school look.
Right. And you've got quite a lot of distance right here.
That's because the motors blew back 10 inches.
Wow.
It's a mid-engine. It's a 50-50 weight
Okay.
balance.
Wow.
And I actually moved the motor over an inch this way to compensate for my weight to balance the car.
Oh my goodness. So if you were to put a passenger in here, it would just mess everything up.
Yes, as far as balance.
Right.
And that's what I tell my wife. Like, I'd like
You
to
can't
go,
ride
but
with
you'll
me,
ruin
huh?
my balance. The rear is a 3-link setup.
Okay.
It's you can see that's the upper link.
Oh yeah. Very cool.
And then I ran all the wiring and everything where you can get to it. I've made a mistake before of hiding all the wiring and running it in something. And when you have a problem with wiring, it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to take the car apart.
Right.
Have a wire issue.
I ran the exhaust out through the
Love
side.
this.
But you
Very
can't do
cool.
that on a Mustang. There's a torque box there
Okay.
for your suspension,
Yeah.
but I don't have one anymore, so I can do it. So,
Right.
but if you back up, you can see the exhaust on it and the floor where the
Oh yeah. Look at that. Wow. Wow. So what are we doing transmission wise?
it's a Richmond Super T10 4-speed.
Okay,
Just
cool.
a road race setup. No
Right.
overdrive, no. It's just to beat it.
Right. Yeah, so you're not trying to get any certain top speed. You're just trying to stay as quick as you can.
On a track,
Yeah.
a road course,
Right.
which I don't need top end. I mean, I
Sure.
do on straightaways, but it's not a top end car. It's,
Right.
But still, it'll run 160 miles an hour.
Oh, wow. All right, so let's dig in a little bit to some of the specific stuff going on in this engine, because this is just really amazing. Tell me about these hoses and fittings.
The hoses are ultra light Aeroquip hose, which is a Teflon with a Kevlar coating on it.
Wow.
It's not real blingy like the
Sure.
steel braided, but it's a lot better, higher quality,
Yeah.
and lightweight.
This is a race car.
It's a race car. Everything on this thing is about weight.
Right.
I've shaved. I'm about 1,200 pounds lighter than these other Mustangs, in
Wow.
here, which helps on the horsepower.
Oh, sure.
It gives me a big advantage.
Sure.
I don't know if I mentioned it's got a cam sensor instead of a distributor,
All right.
and that's where I have the plug-on coil. So
Yeah.
I've got 8 coils. That allows the computer to work the timing on the motor through the ECU, so I'm able to do anything I want with the car.
Wow. And you've got all kinds of heat shielding going on here that we're seeing.
Yes.
So this, like you said, this engine is set back. And so with the weight distribution, it really is kind of a mid-engine.
It is a mid-engine.
It is a true mid-engine car.
True mid-engine.
Okay.
I've weighed the car on scales. It's 50-50 weight balance.
Wow.
Both ways, side to side and front to back.
Yeah, incredible. And so you've got all this heat shielding over here. Let me get around to this side just a little bit. And so you can withstand like 600 degrees up in there.
Yes.
Wow.
Which every bit helps.
Oh, sure. Sure.
And
that's just incredible. Love it. So tell me
the paint.
Yeah, tell me about this paint.
The color is called black chrome.
Okay.
And it's actually got a black base.
Right.
That you have to spray and finish out perfect.
Wow.
Then you come back and put the chrome effect on top of it, and you put it on like a mist.
Yeah.
You just dust it on.
That's incredible. Yeah, because when I first walked up, my mind's going, is that bare metal? Yes. Right? Is that just a clear on bare metal? Because it's kind of got that look to it.
And that's what I was shooting for.
Sure. You made it.
Confuse people.
Yeah.
The whole trick is to confuse people.
Congratulations,
and not
you
know
won.
What you have.
Right? Tell me about these wheels.
The wheels are actually Corvette.
Okay.
They're 18 by 10s in the front and 19 by 11s in the rear.
Okay.
They're actually a friend of mine makes them for a company. Lou Gelati, LG Motorsports.
Wow.
And I've always helped with his race car, and he helps me with parts.
Right. That's cool. Tell me about the brakes.
The brakes are the bare 14-inch 6-piston brakes, front and rear.
Wow. Very, very cool.
And then it's a Richmond Super T10 4-speed.
Right.
And then the rear end is a Ford 9-inch.
Of course.
Of course.
That's
with
awesome.
what they call, it's called a wave track now. It's a new third member that's replaced the true track. And it's actually, when you corner, it changes the ratio of the wheel. So your inside wheel is still turning. It doesn't free spin.
Okay.
So you're actually getting power from both wheels in a turn.
That's
really
awesome.
neat. The rear body panel, did I mention the taillights or?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
You had to cut some off of those.
Right, to get them to fit the backup lens, and I had to widen the rear panel.
Wow.
And when I widened the rear panel, it dropped the bumper down, so then I had to extend the ends of the bumper to come up. So for every action, there's a reaction.
Right, right.
And in this case, there was like 5 reactions.
So I think you mentioned this to me earlier. Tell me what is actual original 1965 Mustang that has not been touched.
This.
That.
It's a quarter extension.
There you go.
And I'm not joking. That's the only thing.
That's amazing.
That hasn't been modified.
Everything else, and because when you start something, you change one thing, and then that changes 3 more things.
That you don't realize until you change the one thing, and then you're like, "Why did I do that?" And then it ends up being this, which I'm glad it did.
Sure. I mean, the finished result is just insane and incredible. This is one of the coolest cars I've ever seen in my life.
Well, thank you.
Totally. And, my only regret is, I have 2 regrets. 2 regrets. One, it's sitting still, right? Because this is a car that can only truly be appreciated when it's in motion.
You should hear this thing.
Oh, and that's the other one.
Yes.
That's the other one I was going to say. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
So
I wish they'd let me start it up in here, but this thing sounds like an Indy car.
We'll work on that.
See if maybe
today or tomorrow, like when everybody gets going.
When I move in.
Yeah.
I had to go ahead and out in the parking lot. There was no cars at the time, so I had to stand on it a little bit and jump sideways.
I bet. Andy, this thing is incredible, brother. Thank you so much for showing us your car.
You.
Yeah, it works out great, doesn't it? One of the few people that I can remember your name.
That's right. Yeah, I won't have to ask you twice.
That's right, brother. Thank you so much.
Great.
This is gorgeous. We hope to see you again soon.
You bet.
Thanks. So this Mustang show is huge. There are Mustangs of all years, almost literally. There are only a couple not represented. But you got lots of these amazing newer model Mustangs everywhere. I mean, there's massive amounts here. Inside, there's a parking lot show. I mean, just some really great rides. Now, I know that I'm going to have to turn my music up really loud because they are playing really loud music here in the, I mean, it's not loud, but for recording, it's loud. For talking over it on a recording, it's loud. So I'm going to have to put my own music in there louder than I would like so that I can cover up this music, because of course I can't have this music playing so that it's recognizable at least. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty tough. Check this Boss 302. Isn't that sweet? 2013 Boss 302. We got a friend with a Boss 302 outside we're going to check out here in just a little bit. 2013, here's 2012. Check it out. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I love these Bosses. Roush. Check this out. Wow. Pretty cool right there. 2013 Shelby GT500. Right? Yeah. Pretty amazing. So yeah, this SVT. Huh? Check this out. Mustang Club of America Racing Team. Shaker. Yeah, that's pretty sweet right there. 2014. That's awesome. And check out this one. Nice. Those are awesome. But check out this show, folks. So there's the ring of each year, and it just all over the convention here, convention center. Tons of Mustangs. Check out this one. Certainly a homage there to the classics. Isn't that cool? There's 08. Another 08. That's really cool right there. Love that paint scheme. These are some extremely high performance cars. Right? And check out this Bullet homage. Now there's stuff that goes on all week long with these Mustangs here, all week long. The car show, the indoor-outdoor show happens for Friday and Saturday. Look at this color. Wow. 07, Celine. This. Yeah, that's one of the coolest newer convertibles I've seen. Now I know, I'm calling it newer. I'm gonna say that anything past like 79 is newer. So, sorry if my terminology does not match yours, but I look at this and go, oh, that's a new Mustang. Yeah, I realize it's like nearly 20 years old, but you know, look at that paint. Wow. Yeah, that's some paint right there. And yes, given the nature of our channel, we do pretty much, you know, always classic cars. So I'm going to be seeking out the classics. We'll film as much of everything else as we can, but we're going to be seeking out the classics. So let's go do that. All right, so here's the first one in the ring of years, right? 64 pace car. Right, 260. One of 190 of that Indianapolis 500 pace car for the 64 Mustang. Now, my first car was a 65 Mustang, as I've said many times. I had those exact same hubcaps on my 65. Now, here is a 65. I always liked those wheels. Those are awesome. So this is a GT coupe. See the extra additional stuff there in the hook, in the grill for the GT. It's 289. Very cool. Love that color. I believe that's Brittany blue. Nice. Now, 66. One of the coolest cars ever made is that GT350. Very, very sweet. Let's see if we can get the owner out here and we'll talk about this one a little bit. I'll check this out. I'm here with my friend Steve McDonald. How you doing, brother?
Doing well, sir.
Good, good. And let's check out your 66 Shelby. This is awesome. I love this car. So how long have you had this car?
54 years.
54 years. I don't hear that very often. Wow. This is gorgeous. So 66, GT350. So you got the 289.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love these cars. A tiny radiator, wow.
Actually, that's a replacement radiator.
Okay.
The original radiator, which I have had redone, I just haven't put it back in, is actually one core shorter. It's only 2 cores.
Oh my goodness.
And it never really overheated with the 2-core radiator.
Oh my goodness.
But it has to have the hypo water pump, which is different.
Okay.
But,
wow.
Like I say, this particular Hertz car was used as a rental car at DC's National Airport.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So all of the Hertz, all of them were rental cars?
All the Hertz cars were rental cars. 85 were 4-speeds, 915 were automatics.
Wow.
There was one quote prototype, which was basically a early car they took and painted with water-based paint to make it look black and gold. Because Hertz in the 30s had assembled their own car with black with gold trim.
Right.
And so they did it, and they came back with an order. Shelby thought it might be 100 or 200. Turned out it was an order for 1,000. There were approximately 50 each of white and gold, blue and gold, green and gold, and red and gold. And there's also 18 white and blues.
Wow.
Which have the GT350H stripe in blue.
Okay.
Here, I'll open the door for you.
Check that out.
But this is what you would have seen when you got in it in 1966.
Wow.
It does have a back seat, but it's not very big. We used to just throw things back there.
That's it. So somebody's getting in this as a rental car.
Right.
And these belts are massive.
Yes. Like I say, they're actually racing belts.
Right.
You flip them together.
Wow.
Oops. Did I get it? Oh, I missed.
How cool.
Yeah, so, oh shoot, goes the wrong way. So it locks like that. So in case the race car driver, you had to get them out quick.
Oh, yeah.
Quick release belt. And like I say, they were made by 2 manufacturers, either Ray Brown or Impact. And you can see the stitching is not black. The other ones are that because one is a Ray Brown and one is an Impact. They did these plexiglass windows for visibility, and it gives the uniqueness to the car.
Right.
They also have the functional brake scoops, which come out in here.
Okay.
And
that's fiberglass, right?
This is fiberglass.
Yeah.
The hood is fiberglass and steel.
Okay.
And they made various things. Most of them are fiberglass and steel. This has been on a bunch of tours, the GT350 tours. It was at SAC. It's been on the Cobra tours. So, we drive it a lot.
Okay, so one of my favorite things, you and I were talking a little bit before we started filming, and one of my favorite things about you and this car are the miles that you have put on this car.
Right.
So when you got it, it had 40,000?
About 40,000. I think it's a little under 41,000.
Okay, so this is an actual, real, original Shelby GT350 from 1966. How many miles have you put on it?
It's over 251, or was it 250,000? I can't see exactly.
Yeah.
Almost 251,000. We're getting ready to go on another 1,000-mile tour in about 4 weeks now.
Right.
And we drive whether it rains, snows. The only thing we don't drive in is hail.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that would be bad.
But like I say, everyone thinks that, they all had this massive amount of horsepower, but the way 350 came up, there was a discussion of how far away was the engineering building. And I talked to Chuck Cantwell, who got it from a guy that was there.
Yeah.
And he says, no, they came up with about 350 feet, and Shelby jumped up and says, that's what we're going to name it. If it's a good car, the name won't matter. If it's a bad car, the name won't sing. It's not displacement or horsepower or anything.
Wow.
They actually rated this engine at 306 because Shelby put headers on it and a high-rise manifold. And some of them had the 715 Holly carburetor. This one has the standard Aud-like carburetor, which is actually a more tractable carburetor, but it was actually less expensive to change it.
Right.
And they're very rare to find them today because they are different than every other forced barrel.
I bet. And this, you drive it just like this?
Drive it just like this.
Amazing.
The funny thing is we're on the tour, the heater in this thing works phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, my wife, she starts taking her coat off and everything. The defroster works. And one of the guy's wives says, I want to ride in that car because it's warm. Theirs was not.
Right. Wow. Absolutely amazing. So I will say, you are the first person I've ever met with a 66 Shelby daily driver.
Like I say, it was till the floor fell out for the second time and then it sat.
Right.
But we used it for all kinds of things. We actually had it one time, we used to hang glide. And I have photographs of my hang glider on the roof racks on the roof of it. We had kayaks on it. In fact, if you open the trunk like this, you can open the panel. And I've actually slipped 6-foot Christmas trees in there. And
that's amazing.
We've had 6 or 7 people in it riding around when we were young and dumb. But like I say, it's a great car, and it's the restoration was done by myself and a buddy in a barn.
Right.
And a machine shop did some of the engine work, and my brother-in-law did the paint job for $1,100 over 20 years ago.
Incredible. Brother Steve, thank you so much for showing us your car. This is fantastic.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It really, really embodies the true spirit of what these cars were meant to be, right?
Yes, sir.
And I love the history of it. I love, what you're doing with it, and it's just fantastic, man. Thank you so much.
All right, sir.
Yeah, that is a beast right there, folks. One smooth 68. Absolute beast. And look at the contrast here. I mean, a 68 and a 67 normally look so similar that most people don't know the difference. Now, there are multiple differences, but a lot of people will just say, oh, it's a 67 or 68. So this over here is a 67, but this is a very, very original 67. Isn't that gorgeous? But I love both of these. You know, they're really, really cool in their own ways, right? And there are some people who will be just like, you know, oh, I just like the original. And there's some people that just love a race car. But I think both of these are really, really cool in their own right. That is just gorgeous. It is. Nice. Really, really good. Really, really gorgeous cars. Check out this 69 Mach 1 with the shaker. Isn't that awesome? So 69 was the first year for Mach 1s. Right, a lot of people think of Mach 1, they think of, you know, 71, 72, 73s. And a lot of those were Mach 1s. But this is the first year for the Mach 1 was 69. Check this out. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, that's super tough right there. Beautiful car. Beautiful car. Now this is a very special car here. So obviously it's a Shelby and it's a GT500, right? So there was GT350s, GT500s. This is the 500, which will have the bigger engine, right? There you go. Nice. Now, something really unusual about this, I see a lot more 69s, which looks almost just like this, but this is a 70, which a 70 meant that it was a leftover 69, right? They didn't make any new ones and any additional ones in 70, but the ones that they had left over from 69, they put a chin spoiler on, like that, so that won't be on a 69, but the ones that are registered as 70s will have that chin spoiler and some black stripes down the hood. See that? So you won't have that on a 69. Very cool. Love that car. Now, so some of my favorite cars are the 71s and 72s. Now, of course, I used to own a 71, now I own a 72, so I'm very biased to those. Check it out. Check out the Ram Air. Actual Ram Air setup there. Very cool. This is a beautiful example of a 71. 351 Cleveland. Love that style stripe, hockey stripe. So both of these cars, I believe, are Mach 1s. Yep. Beautiful paint scheme on that. Love the blue and silver. Really nice. And then 73. As we were saying earlier, there's some subtle changes. Now this one's got the Ram Air as well. That's a little bit different on the bumper there and those lights, but that's the only noticeable differences in the 72, 71s look the same, and then the 73s just slightly different. Very cool. Beautiful car. Of course, you have the different stripe there in 73. So it's a Mach 1 also. And these slotted aluminum mags were available in 73. Slightly different from these, but that's really, really nice. There you go. Y'all check it out. I'm here with my buddy Paul Tester. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. How are you today?
Good, good. So I interview a lot of people, but you are one of the few that I've known for decades.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. So let's check out these Mustang IIs. So this is something we don't see a lot of.
No, you don't.
So this one, 77. So the Mustang II started in 74.
Yes, sir.
Right? I remember like there was a guy I went to high school that had like a 75, I think. So how long have you had this one?
It's right at almost a year that we bought this. I'd actually known the guy that owned the car for a couple of years and had messaged him several times if he was ever willing to selling it, and the answer was always no.
Right.
And we had almost just given up on trying to find a Mustang II Ghia.
Yeah.
And got a random message from him, and he said, "Hey, are you still interested in buying the car?" And I said, "Yes. What's the reason you want to sell it?" He said, "Well, my wife has some projects around the house that need to be done.
Oh, wow.
I can pay cash for it if you buy the car."
Wow.
And I said, when you need it gone?" He said, "Whenever you're ready." And I said, "How about this Friday?" And he said, "Come get it." So we did.
That's awesome. So you mentioned Mustang Ghia. So this half vinyl top, right, or
Yes.
partial vinyl top,
Partial vinyl top.
that's part of what makes it a Ghia, right?
That is part of it.
Okay, so there you go. What else? What's specific to a Ghia?
That's a good question. I know that they geared the Ghias more towards the women market instead of the men. They made them a little more, I guess, little extra things to them,
Right.
like your luggage racks. The interiors were usually different.
And this one is, let's be honest, technically your wife's car, correct?
It is. We bought it for her.
Awesome.
And it's a little over 6,000 original miles.
Wow.
Car's all original, still on the original Michelin tires.
Oh my goodness. Now, is this original paint?
It is original paint.
Wow. And in black even.
Yep. The car was bought in Chicago, Illinois, special ordered. An older lady had it. She drove it to the grocery store and church.
Right.
She had a few other cars as well.
Wow.
And after she passed away, she left it to her family, and then they sold it to the guy I bought it from. And he has quite a few Mustang IIs.
Okay.
And he was willing to let this one go because, like I said, he needed the money, but he also had other cars he wanted to buy and redo.
Nice. Now, I have a 72 Mustang. You know, I know there's the 71 through 73 has had its own stigma,
Yes.
right, from some of the classic Mustang lovers. The Mustang II has its own stigma as well.
Probably the biggest one.
Right, right. But I think they're super cool little cars.
They are. What a lot of people don't realize is if Mustang IIs were not created and continued to be made, there would be no Ford Mustang.
That's true. They were wildly popular
Yeah.
when they came out, right? They sold a ton of them.
They were going to discontinue the Mustang because of the gas embargo and being a gas hog. And so they came up with this car. And they had 4 cylinders, 6 cylinders, or the V8s.
Right.
And it saved the Ford Mustang. Without this car, they would have stopped. 73 would have been the last year.
Right. Very true.
So a lot of respect for them. I personally think they're pretty cool. They are,
Sure.
you know. Honestly, the lines on them are pretty awesome. I feel like if the car had been scaled a little bit longer and wider,
Right.
and given a wider wheel package on the rear,
Sure.
I think people would have enjoyed them and bought them more.
And so you had some that were the fastbacks, right, or the hatchback, or what?
Hatchbacks, and they had the coupes. Yep.
So that first one down there, that's actually a 75, I guess. There's not a 74 here
There's
this
no
time.
74 this year. They had backed out last minute.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
I love this interior.
Yes,
That's
it's pretty awesome.
some pretty high-end interior right there.
It is. And this one has factory AC, which was
Nice.
not a big option. A lot of people didn't do it.
Yeah.
We have the original window sticker still.
Wow.
Full sell. Oh,
Wow. So I would say, with my limited knowledge of the Mustang IIs, is you have kind of both ends of the spectrum here with this Ghia. You know, it's got a lot of niceties.
Yeah.
But then you've also, this is your car as well.
Yeah.
The King Cobra.
78 King Cobra.
The last of the Mustang II.
Last of the Mustang II, and the only year they produced the King Cobra was in '78. They had the Cobra IIs in the other years,
Right.
but the King Cobra was only in '78.
Wow. So this is a 5.0 Mustang.
Yes.
There you go. Wow. And this is original. This is original paint.
Original paint, as I call patina look.
Yeah.
The car sat outside for many years, and that's why it's faded on this side and oxidized. That's
Right.
why the vinyl, the sticker graphics are coming apart. But honestly, I like it.
Sure.
It's only got a little over 50,000 miles. It's got
Wow.
the Scottish red plaid interior,
Right. Very cool.
which was pretty bright back then.
Right.
But that's all original still and in great shape.
Amazing.
And then it's a 4-speed manual.
Wow. So they hadn't started 5 speeds yet.
No, and this car needs to be a 5-speed.
Right. I bet.
Yeah, because at 55, you're at about 3,500 RPMs. And,
Right.
and then it starts getting a little rowdy at that point as
Yeah.
far as not feeling like it's that safe to drive.
Now, did they do louvers on any of these?
Almost all of them had a louver package.
Okay.
I do have the louvers,
Okay.
but they need to be painted. They were very oxidized and almost gray.
Sure.
So I did not have that done yet.
Right. Now, are those 13s?
I believe it's a 14.
14? Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool wheel, though.
Yeah.
So that's specific to the King Cobra,
Which part?
those wheels.
Yeah, well, they had these on the King Cobras, and I think even on the Mach 1s.
Okay.
Some of the Mach 1s might have had it, because the gentleman we bought it from has a Mach 1, and it has a similar wheel on it.
Okay.
It's just not got the orange
Not
on the insert.
cap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool, brother. Well, I love it. It's, like you were saying, it really has a distinct place in the history
Yeah.
of the Mustang.
Yeah, and the graphics on this car are awesome. Like, if you really look at
Sure.
how much is going on there with the gold, the orange, the red.
So there's obviously they took some cues from Pontiac.
Yes.
There's some Trans Am going on
Yes.
in the thinking here.
Yes.
Right? I mean, it was something that was wildly popular.
Yeah, yeah.
And so why not?
Yeah.
Right? And, Mustang kind of did its own thing with it. Ford did its own thing. And I love that.
Yeah.
Even the wheels
Yep.
have a little bit of Trans Am going on there.
Yep. What's also cool about this car on the King Cobra is it was bought brand new in West Jefferson, North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
It stayed there its whole life. And it's still staying in North Carolina once we purchased it.
Right.
And the gentleman we bought it from was the person that originally sold it to the original owner
Oh, my
at the Ford
goodness.
dealership.
That is very cool. Very, very cool. Well, Paul, I love your cars. I know you have several. You're a Mustang lover.
Yes, sir.
You have several Mustangs newer than these, right?
Yes, we have 5 Fox body Mustangs, 3 of those being the 93 Cobras in all
Nice.
3 colors. I have a 90 Celine, and I've got a 92 Coupe, black on black. And then we have a 21 Performance back.
Cool. Very, very cool. Well, hopefully we can do some videos of those sometime soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do that. Paul, good to see you, brother. Thank you for showing us your cars.
No problem, man. It's good to see you, Andy.
I'm here with my buddy Michael Campbell. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great today. How are
Good,
you?
good. So show me your really cool Mustang II. Tell me a little about this car. So what
Mustang.
year is this one?
This is a 1976
76.
Mustang II Stallion.
Okay.
302 4-speed.
Wow.
I am the original owner.
Oh my goodness.
I bought it when I was 18, so nearly 50
Wow. Now is that you in the magazine?
years. Yes.
That's amazing.
It was, then we were married.
That's
It was our getaway
awesome.
car.
Yes. So this one's the hatchback.
This is a hatchback.
Love the louvers.
Louvers we added on. In fact, the reason we added on is I replaced the interior.
Okay.
And it had gotten sunned and faded. And I thought, that's a better way to keep it cool and to keep the carpet from fading.
Right. Love the way those windows go out on the back of these. I didn't realize it was like that on those.
These are actually, either you had them or you didn't.
Okay.
And actually I found these when I replaced the seat belts. I was in the junkyard and the car next to it had them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I replaced
So this one wasn't original to those windows, but you added those to it.
They really
Some of them
do.
had it and some of them didn't.
They really do cool the air. They do air. With no air conditioning, it helps a lot.
Right. So you're the only owner of this car?
Yes.
That's incredible.
It's December 3rd of 1976.
That's incredible.
Bought it in Michigan at a little dealership up in Eleanor.
Right.
Gordon Bear Ford Mercury.
Awesome. And so is that the original wheels to this?
These are the original wheels. They're 13-inch.
Wow. So I have a very similar wheel in a 15,
Yes.
on the 70.
Yes, you
72,
can. And actually, I think
73 was
might
the.
be kind of in 14s too.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of it right this minute. But they
Wow.
very similar. You're right. And I've got quite a few friends that have done that.
Yeah, I bet. Now, what color is this?
This is my own concoction.
Okay.
The original paint didn't last very long.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Anyway, we ended up go ahead and we put the clear coat system on a long time ago when it
Right.
first started. And this actually though is like Hertz. I had a deer accident or two.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happens a lot around here.
it's a Michigan thing too.
Okay, up there too, huh?
Yep.
So this is.
This is a 302. This is the original engine, 141,000 miles.
Nice.
Had
There.
a timing chain and a couple other little things like that.
Right. Well, it's a beautiful example of a Mustang too.
Well, thank you.
I like
the
that.
Stallions
So
are very rare. They're
I bet. I don't think I've ever seen one. I don't know that I've ever filmed one.
just over 5,000 of them were made.
Wow.
They made those and Mavericks also.
Okay.
And only in 76.
Okay.
So,
So the
yes,
only time you'll see a Mustang Stallion or a Maverick Stallion would be in 76.
76. I think
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the Mavericks and the Pintos were also 76 only.
Okay. Love that steering wheel.
That actually is, you won't see a red one. I had a good friend of mine. His name is Bill Lang, and he helped me with a lot of stuff in the car.
Yeah.
And he asked me if I would like a sport wheel. This one didn't actually come with a sport
Okay.
wheel. It came with one of those,
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
like that.
Like the Gia. Yeah.
Anyway, so I said yes, and he goes, "Would you like a red one?" I said, "They don't make red ones." And he goes, "Yeah, but I custom
But I do. Okay.
leather wheel for it." So he
That's
did.
awesome.
Thankfully,
And it's a 4-speed car.
it's really fun. Really
Nice.
fun. Over all the years, I almost traded it in for a kind of like that one up there. The
89 type.
Pace
Yeah.
car.
Right.
And my wife said, "Nope,
Right.
just had it paid off. We're not going to do another one right now."
Well, I'm glad you kept this one. That's really cool. Paul and I were just talking, and the Mustang II has such a great spot in the history of the Mustang, and I think people are starting to appreciate that a little bit better now.
They are. In
Yeah.
fact, actually, on that note, this last summer,
Yeah.
a concourse show, and I never thought that would happen to me in my life.
All right.
They wanted to have some Mustangs
Yeah.
down in South Bend, Indiana,
Right.
at the Studebaker Museum.
Okay.
So we were invited. They couldn't find any Mustang IIs, so I invited
Cool.
a couple other friends,
All right.
and we went down and a concourse show. It was
That's amazing. That's really cool.
It was really cool, and talk about appreciated.
Yeah.
In all the kind of cars are at these concourse shows. It's like,
Right.
It was really heartwarming to
Yeah.
have that kind of appreciation from
That's
these
awesome.
amazing machines that were hand built,
Right.
years ago.
That's cool.
So yes, these are actually have been maybe not appreciated quite as much
Right.
in their younger career.
Sure. Sure.
But they're gaining in value right now, and in fact, what's interesting is the black one over here,
Yeah.
the notchbacks, are
Yeah.
really gaining popularity. A lot of people
Okay.
like the notchbacks.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very
these,
cool, brother. Thank you so much for showing us your car. It's been a pleasure to meet you. And beautiful car. I love it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Some really cool 93s. That 93 and that body style will always have kind of a special place in my life because that was my senior year of high school. I graduated in 93, so, you know, you remember stuff like this. And check out this color. Look down through here. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Check this out.
My brother was born in 22.
Check out this Cobra. $2024, check it out. 73 convertible, huh? With Ram Air. It's awesome interior. Automatic. It's a really cool color. 03. Check it out. That's pretty tough right there. '92 LX convertible. Kind of like the LXs. They're not as bulky as the GT. They're very nice. What I mean by bulky, like this style, right? That is amazing. That one looks great. It's a 91. Wow. That's clean right there. Nice. That's pretty tough right there.
It does, yes, right. But the hinge is a wide body car. What they're manual, yeah, they're back there. That's actually
Very cool. Now this one's pretty sweet. Check this out. Love this color combo. Yeah, you got the Speedster 2-seat setup. Isn't that sweet? Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. I'll tell you, we got 93s, 93s, 93s. So we got the red side over here, and we had kind of the teal over there on the other side. Wow. So I like the look of this. These GT500s. Love that color scheme. Isn't that tough? I like the stripe. That's awesome. So you got this 06. That's pretty tough right there. right, here we go with just a little bit of the outside show. Check out this row. Hey, how we doing? Nice. Yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. 67 Eleanor Tribute. Looking tough. Wow, look at that paint. That is amazing. Wow. Very cool. Eleanor. There you go. That's tough. We'll get back over here and talk to those folks here in just a minute. Check this out. 70. Riding really low. Look at this beast. Wow. That's restomod right there. Massive. Wow. Very cool. Look at this. Mach 1 stripe going on. Check this out. Massive. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Check it out. 69 Boss 302. Now, I filmed a very similar car. I said I filmed a very similar car just a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yep. Is this yours?
It's my buddy Wayne. Mine's
Okay.
the red one.
I love it.
Together.
Sweet. Sweet,
Oh, he's got a
sweet.
beautiful car though.
Oh, I say. Absolutely gorgeous. And I love a 72 Mach 1. Really? Wow.
Yeah, when I say it out loud, it doesn't seem.
Oh, I know what you're saying. You got the actual Ram Air.
After I bought it.
Uh-huh.
See, in 72, if you had the 351 Cleveland 4-barrel heads,
Yeah.
you could not order Ram Air. You couldn't get order Ram Air because it didn't meet emissions.
Okay.
So I went to the Ford dealer after I bought the car and said, order me the Ram Air package and put it on.
Okay.
Put it on. So that's the deal on the
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one mean 70 Restomod Mustang right there. So it's early Saturday morning out here, and I decided to slide on over to this outer parking lot and check out this absolutely gorgeous 65 fastback. Isn't that cool? Check it out. Yeah, very cool ride. Love it. Here we go with a pair of really awesome 69s up here in the upper corner of the parking lot. That's sweet. Yeah, that's awesome right there. And this one. Nice. All right, check it out, y'all. Actual 69 Boss 302. Very rare car. Very, very rare car. One of the cool things about the 69 Boss, look at this. Yep. No quarter scoop on the Boss. Isn't that wild? No medallion, no quarter scoop. 69. All of them are 4-speeds. How gorgeous is that? Nice. Yeah, that looks so good in here. So good. Bright yellow. Look at that. Love these Bosses. That 69 Boss 302 is a very rare car. I don't see many of these, and what's crazy is I've seen 2 of them in the last 3 weeks. I've not seen the videos for the Run to the Sun in Myrtle Beach. Check out those videos. You'll see a yellow Boss 302 from 69 and a green 70. This is gorgeous. Love it. Love it. Love it. Nice. Hey, y'all, I'm here with my buddy Dean Winslow. How you doing, brother?
Good, how you doing?
Doing great. So tell me a little bit about your 72 Mach 1.
Well, this was my high school car I bought back in 1974 when I was a junior in high school.
Wow.
It was traded into a Dodge dealer's lot. I had traded in a Dodge Ram Charger pickup for it. And
Good choice.
Yeah. But anyway, that night they set it out there, it hailed on it, and I was able to afford to buy it that way.
Oh, wow.
And,
so it had hail damage when you got it?
Terrible hail damage.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then I always plan someday having it done, and about 95 or 96, I got started on it and got done by 98. Started showing it in 99.
Wow. That's gorgeous. I love this combination. The red and black ones are so great. I'm a big 71, 72 fan. I have one myself. Had a couple of them. But yeah, this looks fantastic. Love the wheels.
Yeah, I added them. It had the old regular style on there, the dog dish they used to call them, I think. And when I redid the car, I liked the Magnum 500s. That was an option that was available when I put them on. Along with those tires I put on too. Just to keep the correct look.
Sure. Right. Yeah, I guess you don't want to ride those too far or too often.
It's got to be a nice pavement. If it's a crummy pavement, it likes to follow the lines and the cracks.
Right.
They look great.
You got the deluxe interior looking good.
Yep.
Very cool. That really, the red and black just really looks good together on both sides.
Too.
Yeah, I see a lot of these with the, the all black interior.
Yep.
But yeah, I've got some of those seats that are in the black with the gray.
Yep.
Yeah. This is awesome though. So that center console.
That I added, I think I got that through National Parts Depot.
Yeah.
I'd like to someday get the real one that you could get in there. But
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, you can find some, but they're remakes, and I don't know what the quality they'd be.
Sure.
If I could find a really nice used one, I would probably put one in, but I've just left it. This is handy.
And that's awesome. It looks good. I mean,
yeah, it kind of blends in.
Yeah, what would we do without National Parts Depot, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so it's got the flat black.
Yep.
That's awesome. So Ram Air. Now you were telling me, I believe when we talked a little earlier, that the car didn't come Ram Air, but you added it, correct?
Right, because you
added it early on.
Pardon me?
You added it very early on, though, right?
Right away. I was still in high school when I had it. I found out I liked the Ram Air, but you could not order this vehicle with Ram Air if you had the 4-barrel heads on it.
Okay.
It had to be a 2-barrel because it wouldn't meet emissions. So I went to Ford and said, order it, put it on for me.
Wow. Now, is all this original?
Yes.
Wow. It's great.
Yeah, the only thing that's really been changed under the hood is, when I've got the Ram Air, got that different style air cleaner.
Sure. And now you have to, so my understanding, you have to be extremely precise with the height of the engine when going with when you've got the whole Ram Air setup. Like you can't, you couldn't just add a high-rise intake or something,
No, that's because this has
to be exact.
That's got to seal up there to make that connection.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
No, I've seen a few, they put the Ram Air hood on.
Right.
Just for, they like the looks, and I always like the looks of it too.
Oh yeah, certain. So did this come with the locks?
I added them when I did the hood.
Okay.
The hood wasn't black on top.
Oh really? Okay, so this one was all red.
Yes.
Of course, with the hockey stripe.
I love the black there. So when I had the car redone, I'll order those locks in.
Okay.
I like the twist lock locks. But.
Right. So does this one have the chin scoop?
No, I bought one of those too. Nope, it didn't have that on there.
And mine doesn't have that either.
Yep.
Something some folks may not know, with these, with this spoiler on the trunk, you actually have a different hinge than the ones that came with no spoiler.
Okay, it probably
because of the weight, right?
Yes, but I added this here.
Okay.
Because at some car shows, if the wind's blowing, then it'll drop on me.
Okay.
Showing.
Oh yeah, you've got a you've got a kickstand.
This is for bosses.
Okay.
This is actually for bosses when they had the spoiler on, because I'm sure they did the same thing. They'd flop.
Right.
So
Well, that's neat.
no, I
I've
ordered
never
this. I
seen
think
that.
like Scott Drake or somebody makes those, and I thought,
So the Boss 351 had this.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'd have to go look at it, Boss, to
Right.
see if they had.
Yeah, there's not
have
one here,
this.
but yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to look.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This looks so good.
No, it fit really nice.
Yeah, that's great. Looks fantastic, brother. Love it, love it, love it. These are some of my favorite cars ever.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely ever. It looks great. Brother, thank you so much for showing us your car.
No, I'm just tickled pink to be in here today.
I love it, yeah. Well deserved. So great. So thank you so much, and we'll
bet.
see you all next time.
Okay.
All right, y'all, here we are with my buddy Wayne Jordahl. How you doing, brother?
We're doing great.
Good, good. So I love your Boss 302. This is fantastic. Tell me a little about this car.
This is, I bought one just like this in 1970 when I got out of the Army.
Oh, wow.
The second kid come along, you know the rest of the
Oh,
story.
no, one of those,
And
yes.
then in May of '09, we bought another car back and thoroughly enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. Fantastic. Well, I'm glad that you were able to find one, first of all, like you had, and the 69 Boss 302 is a very rare car.
Yeah, they did. They made about 1,600 of them is all. So
Right.
yes, they
Wow.
are rare.
Wow. Well, this is a gorgeous example for sure. So tell me, so you've had this how long?
I've had it since 2009.
Okay. Was it in this shape when you got it? Was it fully restored then?
Yes, yes, it was restored.
Okay. Awesome. Now, what is this color?
Bright yellow.
Bright yellow.
Bright yellow in 69. It was grabber yellow in 70. Everything was a grabber color then.
Right.
Yes.
So, yeah, Ford just wasn't as creative with their name colors. Their color names.
No, they weren't. They were pretty blah. Pretty to
But,
the
you know,
point.
it tells the story, right? Yeah,
Yes,
bright yellow. That is
absolutely.
bright yellow. There you go.
It is bright
That's
yellow.
awesome. Awesome, awesome. I love the Boss stripe on these. So
And that-
great.
On my first Boss, I did not know this, but at night, that black turns white.
Oh, okay, so it had the reflective.
Yeah, the reflective
Right,
tape.
right.
Yeah, so, yeah, if you were...
So this one's not like that. It doesn't
Oh,
have
it is.
this. Oh, it is.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
It is, yes.
You just didn't realize it then.
Yeah, if you were out running the local law, you know, and they see that white stripe go by, they knew who you were.
Which, of course, you didn't do.
Back in the day, I did.
Yeah, right.
Not on this
great.
one.
So something that I just recently realized, and I guess you've known the whole time, but on these 69s, we'll show this to the folks because maybe a lot of people aren't as familiar with the Bosses, but it's the only 69 with no quarter scoop,
Well, you didn't want that, it'd slow you up.
right?
Yeah.
It wasn't functional anyway,
No,
right?
no,
So, yeah.
they weren't functional. Yeah, and these were meant for a road race,
Right.
and that would, you know, that'd just be.
That's just grabbing
dragging.
air and holding
Yep,
it back, right?
Holding you back.
Okay, good deal.
Yes.
Yeah, so the 69 Boss. Now, I wonder, is it the same quarter that you would have on the 70, or is it a little different?
Well, I think the body's all the same. You know, on
Right.
the 70, the headlights, there's only two on the 70, and
Right.
the tail lights are recessed in.
Right.
Otherwise, the 2 years of cars are very close the same.
So in that respect with the quarters, the Boss 302 was ahead of its time because it was already looking like the next year.
Well, yes, yeah, they didn't change it much. You know, even the regular Mustangs, the Mach 1 or whatever, they were
Right.
very close the same.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it. And so all the Bosses were 4-speed, right?
All the Bosses were 4-speed.
That's great.
Correct.
Very cool. Oh, looks fantastic, man. Fantastic. So what was the radio setup for this?
You could get, everything was an option on this car, and I think you could get an 8-track in there too if you
Okay.
wanted, or maybe an FM.
Right.
You know, this is pretty bare bones. It had power steering naturally, but had the seats, they had a higher option seat available, and had a clock if you wanted to pay for it. Yeah.
Now, was it over there at the, if you got the clock, was it over there on
It was
the
a
glove box?
Glove box
Yeah.
side, yes.
Yeah, I've seen those in
Correct.
some of the Mach 1s.
Right.
Awesome. Awesome. Brother, I'm so glad that you were able to replace that first one you had
Yeah.
So that's great.
We thoroughly enjoy this, going to car shows, and this is our hobby.
Oh, I bet.
This is our hobby.
It's a good one to have. Good one to have. Thank you, brother, for talking to us.
You
I
bet.
love your car.
Thank you very much.
All right, good to see you, man.
Stopping by.
All right, here we go, y'all. I've got my buddy Kai Ballard with me. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Tell me about your 65 convertible.
So 1965, me and my father rebuilt it. The restoration was started before I was born. The car got stripped down. Me and my sister were born. The car got put on the back burner for a while.
Right.
In elementary school, we kind of sanded it down, and then it got put on the back burner again. High school, we got the motor dropped in it, pieced back together, and then it kind of went on the back burner again. And then my senior year of college, we said, all right, we need to wrap this thing up. And
wow.
Here she sits now. It was originally for my grandfather, and he gave it to me when I graduated school. And
wow.
Now we drive the wheels off of it.
So it's a great family car then.
Yeah.
It's been a real process for generations.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. That's
absolutely.
great. One of my favorite things, and I've said this many times, one of my favorite things about cars, especially classic cars, is how people come together around those cars,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
You know, and this
Yeah.
was quite a connection
Yeah.
for you and your dad and your grandpa.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Awesome. So what color is this?
It's called Prairie Bronze. It's a factory 65 color.
Wow.
The story behind the color for this car, originally I think it was red.
Okay.
We pulled 11 coats of paint off of this car when we sanded it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the first car my grandfather ever bought brand new was a 65 coupe in Prairie Bronze. And when it was time to paint this car, my dad wanted to do it in a lighter blue for the 65 color anyways.
Okay.
And my grandfather said, no, I want it in that gold color.
Yeah.
And that's where the Prairie Bronze color came from. So anyways.
So Grandpa laid down the law on the color.
Grandpa, he put a little weight with it. So
that's great. I love the lights and everything in the grill. That's gorgeous. That was really cool on these.
It's not
a GT car.
No.
Right.
It's got GT options. It's not the way it came from Ford in 1965, but
sure.
It's got factory Ford options on it. So it's correct for 65, but it's not the way it left Ford, if that makes sense.
Yeah. This 65 didn't have all that, but those are 65 elements. Yeah, gotcha. Tell me about these wheels.
So I first saw them on a Revology car at Amelia Island, and when it was time to put the wheels on the car, I kept going back to these. We were going back and forth between a style steel, and I just kept looking at these. You can get them in a 15, which, you know, factory I think was a 14. A 15 was a little bigger. You can get tires for it, and I just fell in love with them. I think they're a Scott Drake wheel.
I like a 15-inch wheel.
I do too. Yeah.
I like it on these cars. My car has 15s.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it looks great. You know, it's obviously not an original wheel.
No, sir.
But
it mimics it.
It mimics the original wheels. It really does have that feel to it.
Yes, sir.
Yet with a modern touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
A little lighter, and you can get tires for it.
Right.
14s are like impossible to find.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally. Now, I love this interior. Tell me about what you got going on here in the interior.
Right. So it's a pony interior. When we were similar to the paint color, when we were trying to figure out what color we wanted to do, we were thinking Palomino may complement it well.
Right.
But with the various different surfaces of the interior, Palomino was like 20 different shades on all the surfaces. So, you know, there's really only one shade of black per se.
Right.
And
black goes with everything.
It does, absolutely. So that's where it gets a little hot when the top's down, but you know, it's all good.
Well, that pony interior just really bumps up everything. I mean, the detail in that is just really cool.
It's really cool for a 60-year-old car.
It is.
Who'd have thought?
It's awesome.
Well, thank you.
And the 65 seats are just tiny.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I used to have a 65 years ago, and I mean, there's just compared to all the other seats, like these 65 seats are just. I mean, they're so small.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And low, and you know, just everything about the 65 kind of was. You know, but I love this wood grain on the inside.
Well, thank you.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
This has a lot of wood grain accents, and that's really cool. Love that center console.
And it does have a T5 in it that fit with the center console.
Nice. So I guess this cruises pretty well then.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's great. Love that steering wheel. That is beautiful. Really, really cool. And look at this interior, folks. Isn't that great? Yeah, that's just gorgeous. Got the extra gauges there, looking good.
Rally pack.
Nice.
And that is a real rally pack.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. So is this a power top?
Yes, sir.
That's
that
great.
switches down there right above the fog light.
Wow. Very, very cool. Very cool. So it's a 289 now?
Yes, sir. It's been built up a little bit.
Nice.
So
very cool. Awesome. All right, check out this gorgeous 289. Very clean, looking good. I like how they did the gold on these.
I do too.
That's cool.
I do too.
Very nice. So not a blue block?
No, sir. I think that was 66, but don't quote me.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not that knowledgeable.
I'm not either.
To that point.
There's people that, oh, this is the wrong nut. I'm like, what?
Yeah, these screws were supposed to be silver, not black. At that point. Right.
Those are the purest, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
But my pay grade.
Looks great, brother.
Well, thank you.
Very nice. Gorgeous, gorgeous car. Thank you so much for talking with us. I love it, man. You got a jewel here.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. There are tons of great sponsors here at Ponies and the Smokies.
You find the prize in the booth that I prepared.
Right? Awesome
you bring
stuff.
it to me. I give you a card and go back to the booth.
Everywhere, all around the convention center.
First clue for today.
Check it out. Wow.
First clue for today.
Round
you like your car
look at that.
It makes it shine. That's your clue.
You want to go fast right there. That'll do it. Very cool. Wow. Yeah. If you're a pony fan, if you love Mustangs, you've got to come to this show sometime. It is such a good show. All kinds of great stuff. There's all kinds of stuff outside, and we're going to head out there now. So the outside parking lot is enormous, and there are cars everywhere. Mustangs galore. I mean, some of the coolest stuff you'll ever see anywhere for a Mustang is right here in Sevierville, Tennessee, for the Ponies and the Smokies car show. There are events that go on all week long, culminating in the car show on Friday and Saturday. So this is our third year coming here, and I'm so impressed every year. I mean, you see so many great rides of all years right here at this show. I mean, look at that. How cool is that? Check out this 73 over here. That stands out, doesn't it? Yeah. I think I saw this car last year. Almost right here in the same spot. There's great vendors on the inside and great vendors on the outside. Check this out. A little bit of everything out here.
We will have all that day.
Accelerated through the fire. It takes multiple people. And you take this.
Check it out, 69 Mach 1 with the shaker. That's sweet. There's even a few for sale cars. All right, y'all, I got to find my friends David and Kathleen. How y'all doing?
Good. How are
Good. Good to see you guys again. And tell me about your 68 convertible Shelby.
Well, it's a 68 convertible. It's one of 402.
Nice.
All original.
Wow.
If you look inside under the hood, we drive it, or I drive it. I do let David drive it on occasion. We've had it for, it'll be 4 years in October.
Okay.
That he bought it for me for my anniversary.
Nice.
And it was a big surprise, and I love it. I mean, we enjoy it tremendously, and we take it all over for shows.
Nice.
I think the furthest we've been to was the Woodward Dream Cruise last year.
Okay.
And we took it, and we had a good time. We have a great time with it. We meet a ton of people, and
pretty impressive signature there on the visor.
yes, that's Carol Shelby. And then if you look on the dash, this is Gary Patterson. He's the president of Shelby American. Aaron Shelby, of course, is Carol's grandson.
Right.
Camilio Pardo is the designer of the GT40, which I believe was modeled somewhat after this car.
He got design cues from this car.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then Chuck Cantwell, the last one, he was big into the GT 350.
Okay.
So
nice.
got those signatures, but I mean, it's a
Very
great
cool.
car.
And then this surfboard was donated to us from our neighbor. Her
Okay.
dad was a professional surfer, and I was telling her about the hooks on the roll bar.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a vintage surfboard, and she said, "Come with me." And she says, "Here's my dad's surfboard from the 60s,
Wow.
and you can use it and put it on your car and display it." So we put that on there to display with the hooks are for on.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. I know the first time I came to this show was year before last, and that's when I saw you guys there and fell in love with this car. Of course, one of my favorites from that show, and so I'm glad to see you guys back over here again.
Oh.
This is gorgeous.
He put this.
Nice. Yeah, that's a little different from the last time I saw it.
I wasn't real sure because of the scratches, you know, from the hubcaps, and everybody who has seen it says, "I love the Steelies."
Right.
It's like, okay, you win.
It's a whole culture in itself, right?
Right.
I mean, the Steelies and the dog dishes and all
Yep.
that stuff. You know, everybody, you know, you either love it or you don't, but I do. I think it's really cool.
It's a cool find we found
Great.
on the internet. Is this car was built in February 1968.
Oh, cool.
So we found this. I found this on the internet. The car was sold in Indianapolis, and it had February.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's 1968 tag. It has a
Right.
sticker on there. But the number on it caught my eye, 1759.
Okay.
It's the same as the Shelby number right here.
Oh, really?
1759. It also is only 49. The serial number for the car is also 494. So
Wow.
it's real close to the serial number, but the VIN for the Shelby number
Right.
VIN is the same.
That's
pretty
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just meant to be, right?
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yep,
That
it's a
is
fun
awesome.
car. I do have a good time with it, and I like bringing it out. It's definitely not a garage queen,
Right.
for sure.
Awesome. That's awesome.
But I mean, I love it. So does David.
Right? Well, it's a real beauty.
It was a good gift.
Oh, sure, sure. I can't think of you definitely set the bar high for anniversary presents, right? Awesome. Well, great to see you guys. Now, Dave, tell me about your car over here.
Boss 302 Laguna Sega.
Okay.
It's in silver and red. The silver and red is the lowest production color combination for all the Bosses in 2012 and 13, besides the different color stripes, but the base color is the lowest production. They made 151 if you include the pre models for show.
Right.
So
now I bet this car is a lot of fun.
it is a ton of fun. Since I got this, I got into autocross, won the BF Goodrich Are You Driver Enough challenge.
Right.
I've been doing autocross for fun, driving racetracks, spirited driving. This car just handles so great. It's really, it still handles today and hangs with newer cars.
So
it's also number 302 off the production
Oh, how
line.
great.
So the custom hood shows off the production number on the Boss 302 intake.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So I noticed you took the Silver Surfer theme, so you got the silver and the surfer over there in the 68, right?
Yep.
That's great. Very, very cool. Yeah, I saw a picture the other day of you really cranking it out in the water.
Yeah.
There, so
a year ago in the rain for autocross.
That's awesome. So you're not afraid to send it?
No, those are all the tracks I've been on.
That's awesome.
Silver Surfer, done minor mods, forward lowering springs.
Right.
Also got another set of Laguna Seca rims, so I can put 10 square setup all the way around with 305s, and that really helps it handle a little bit better.
Very cool ride, brother.
Thank you.
Love the color combination on this. It's really stands out, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah,
it's a love or hate thing.
Right. Well, you know, I never have trouble finding you. Right? I'm like, that's his car. Nobody else has a car like that. That's very cool, guys. You really embody this show because you got the not really new but much newer style here, plus the 68. Plus the Shelby, I mean, right?
We love this show because you can come and do things. You can drive around, you can go through the mountains, you can cruise, let's say, a little bit more aggressively, or
Sure.
you can just go and cruise and enjoy the sights and sounds in the convertible.
There you go. Exactly.
So it's the best. It is the best of both worlds. This is one of the best events that we go to. It's really nice. It's a whole week event, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think we've been coming here. I think I've had the Shelby here 4 years.
Wow, that's awesome. Awesome. Well, guys, thanks so much for showing me your cars. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank
and
you.
we hope to see you again soon.
All right.
Great,
Thanks.
you.
Check it out. That's awesome. Bad apple. That's awesome. Boss 302. Very cool ride. Check it out. That's awesome. Love the red, white, and blue there. Good looking engine compartment. That's nice. Very cool. Y'all, there are Mustangs everywhere. Check out this gorgeous Mach 1 behind me. Isn't that great? There are hundreds and hundreds. We got classics, we got newer, more modern, we got mid-range, we got everything out here. There's Shelbys, there's Bosses, there's all of it. Ponies and the Smokies. You gotta see this show. It's great. Gorgeous 70 Mach 1. Isn't that sweet? Wow. Yeah, that's awesome right there. Very, very nice. Loving the color. What a cool car. Love the shaker. The 351, that's just sweet. 70 is such a good looking car. Wow. Love the variety of this show. I mean, this is amazing. If you like a Mustang, or if you just love cars, you'll love this show. Wow. 2,600 mile Survivor Mustang. Super Cobra Jet, original paint. Huh? And check out these centerline auto drags. Wow. Very cool. Hey, y'all, check it out. I'm here with my buddy Patrick Yoakum. How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So I ran across a couple of cars here. These are awesome. Tell me a little bit about the 70 first.
Yeah, so this is a 70 Mach 1. It's originally a 351 4-barrel car, automatic.
Okay.
The automatic came out probably 3 months after owning it.
All right.
And about a year and a half ago, we decided to go drag racing, and
Wow.
it's been a slippery slope from there. It got a new engine. That is a true 71 Boss 351 engine.
Wow.
It's a DO block, 4-bolt mains, screw-in studs for adjustable rockers.
Right.
Stock Boss 351 bottom end, just a hopped up camshaft, a good strip dominator intake, and gold Moroso covers.
Wow.
I love that vintage race car look.
Dude, I would so love to have this engine. I want this so bad. So I have a 72 Mach 1.
Yep.
And this would be the perfect engine for my car. But, you know, you're doing great with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the Cleveland guy, so
that's
I
awesome.
love Cleveland engines and the first stock days and all that. Oh, yeah.
Right.
And
so the first thing that caught my eye, I have to be honest, I mean, I love patina cars, of course, but the first thing that caught my eye was you have centerline auto drags on both of these.
Yes. Oh, yes. If you're going for the old school look, you can't go wrong with the auto drags.
So now these are from the 80s here, right?
Yes, this set is from 85. That's the date on it.
That's awesome. That looks so good on this.
I know.
And especially since you're racing the car. I mean, you can't beat that. Right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so we're going to get to this car in just a minute, but over on the 69, you've actually got some older auto drags,
Yes,
right?
these wheels are dated from 1978.
Wow.
Came off a Boss 351 drag car we restored.
Wow.
And I bought a lot of his old speed parts.
Okay.
And We went
Very
drag racing
cool.
Thursday and decided they looked too good to take off for the weekend show. So
There you go. All right, tell me a little bit more about this 70. So
Yeah,
how long have
so
you had this?
I've had it about a year and a half, or no,
Sweet.
I'm sorry, 3 years.
Oh,
3
wow.
years. I'm thinking wrong car.
Right, the other one, yeah.
Behind the Cleveland, we got a McLeod 3-finger,
Sweet.
dual ceramic disc, and then a Jericho 4-speed.
Nice.
A Hertz super shifter.
Wow, that looks great, bro. That's very, very
The
cool.
dash pad and the hood came off a very early Boss 429 that was drag raced.
Wow.
That we restored, and I bought some parts from it.
Nice. So where are those cars? Where are those Bosses?
I work at a restoration shop in
Nice.
Columbus, Ohio,
Oh, cool.
Signature Auto. So we
Cool.
get a lot of cool race cars coming in and getting restored, and some of them don't want their parts back. So
There you go. Hey, that's
too good to just throw away.
That's such a, you're in a good position.
Yeah,
Very good position.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, here at the, were you here at this show last year?
No, I was not. This is
There
our
was
first year.
there was a Grabber Blue Boss 429 here that
Okay.
had been restored.
Okay.
That used to be a drag car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So check that out if
Oh,
you get a chance to look at the
absolutely.
video. But I love this 70. The 70s are such a cool car. Just awesome styling.
Yes.
Very, very cool. I love that you're racing this car. So tell me a little about the 69 then.
Yeah, the 69. We bought it from the original owner.
Okay.
He bought it and he drag raced it brand new. He raced it in pure stock Group E. We have some pictures of that, and we actually put his class on the windshield and got some pictures
Cool.
for the family.
Very
to show
cool.
him that it's done and back on the road. He blew it up in the early 70s and it's sat since 78.
Right.
It's got the original engine in it still. We had it out to rebuild it.
It looks great.
It does. It came out wonderful.
That's
We tried to make it look like it should be.
Sure.
You know, like it just came
I
out
love the
factory.
shaker. That is sweet.
Yes, yes. The shaker, it suits it so well.
Wow.
And then your drag pack car, it got the oil cooler and the
Right.
higher rear end gear. It's a 391 car.
Okay.
And it got the better crankshaft, the 1UA crankshaft, Le Mans rods, hatchet spacer, and thicker balancer.
Wow. So gorgeous. And so this is the original paint.
This is the original paint, yes.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And you haven't cleared this. This
We
is just
have not.
wax.
This was several days worth of
I bet.
buffing, waxing.
That's a lot of work.
cleaning.
But you know, so I love to see a patina car. I hate to see a faux patina car.
Yeah.
Are you with
I
me
know
on that?
exactly what you mean.
But you know, if somebody takes a sponge to it, I'm like, yeah, it's not real.
Yeah.
But a real patina.
Yes.
It's
and
just
you could
cool.
tell he loved it. He buffed on it. You could see all the edges are burned
Oh,
through.
sure.
And some burn spots on the roof.
Right.
I just love that look.
That's
That-
awesome.
It
Now
shows it's
you
been
were
places.
you were telling me you had to do some work on this back here.
Yeah, yeah. He had painted from that. You can see kind of the line here.
Sure.
All the way up around the whole deck lid with a lacquer black paint. Same kind of paint that's underneath it.
Right.
And we
But
spent
you got that off of there.
probably 30, 40 hours total
Oh, my
of
goodness.
softening the black, wiping it off,
Right.
letting it harden back up,
Oh, my
and
goodness.
repeating for several weeks.
That's so much work.
It was a lot of work. Yeah.
But hey, it's paid off.
That's right.
Right? It
Oh,
looks
yes.
fantastic.
I think it came out great, and it's got a great story behind it.
Hey man, love you got the drag slicks on here. That's so awesome. And man, these vintage center lines, especially on these race cars and hot rods, I mean, it's just, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool. You got the Mach 1 interior.
Yep.
Looks great. Brother, you're doing some cool stuff. I love to see this. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23. That does my heart good. That does my heart good. I love it. Man, stick with it.
Thank you.
These are gorgeous. Thanks, brother.
Thank you very much.
Nice. 7. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it's cool. Well, here I am with my buddy David Matthew. How you doing, brother?
How's it going, buddy?
Good, good. Tell me about this car. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's a 1967 Ford Mustang Fastback. We kind of did a mixture of different things.
Okay.
We have some Eleanor pieces here.
Right.
We also kept some original stuff. We actually shaved her down.
Okay.
So you see no handles. We
All
kinda
right.
did here were basically to kind of open it. You have your digital locks here. Be able to pop it from this side, like this way as well.
Wow.
Kind of a mixture. So We went even added in some of the racing elements here.
Right.
Where we've got ram air going through here to cool off the brakes in the back.
Sweet.
Same thing in the front here.
So actual working scoops.
Oh yeah, real working
Sweet.
scoops. So kept our security on that side. Well, again with the thing. True 1968 428 Cobra Jet.
Wow.
Even the original valve covers, we actually kept them on that area as well. We went with a candy cranberry. Took about 2 months to come up with this color. We wanted something very
gorgeous.
unique. And so basically with, again, went with a candy cranberry, a mid base, a little black flake, and then went with the pearl in there. So it gives you that look, so as you see a dark cherry to a light cherry.
Yeah.
And sometimes even hides the black stripes there itself.
Oh wow, I did not even catch the black
Most people
stripe.
don't. You see it like, oh, yeah, there's black stripes. How it blends that way.
Wow,
So
yeah.
obviously 2x2, redid it, we keep it down. I like having, it's a 2-seater.
Sure.
High back seats. I like the high back seats over the lower seats with it itself.
Right. Keeps you from breaking your neck.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. 390 rear end, the T5, train-in 5-speed. Beautiful, beautiful.
Sweet.
Drives. What I love about it is with the power steering, power brakes, absolutely everything. It drives so comfortable.
Sure.
Just a little over 600 horsepower we got out of it now.
Nice.
But again,
that's a good range.
Yes, right. You can feel it. It wants to spin, but it's such an easy ride as well.
Right.
Actually,
Man,
and with
this paint is insane.
Thank you.
It poured on.
Yeah.
I mean, it really has that depth to it. I love it.
What's cool with the exhaust system, we came down off the headers. We actually kind of what we call a candy cane exhaust. So it came up, we actually went straight out at first, but now for the sound we came and it actually loops back around and then comes out. So when we lift it up, it looks like almost 2 candy canes running down the center of the car.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Loving the wheels.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good choice.
This one, yeah, we wanted our offsets here just to kind of with the polished aluminum accents.
Right. That's gorgeous. This engine bay is just incredible.
Thank you.
Really.
I was big on, for me, especially for a show car, I love when an engine bay is painted.
Mm-hmm.
We were up and down. Do we do black?
Right.
Do we paint it? And everybody voted, and I won anyway, since it was my car, and we went painted.
There you go.
I was outvoted, we still went painted. So I just love the look of it from there. So
that is one sweet Cobra Jet. Wow.
Thank you.
So I've seen a few Eleanors. This is my first Eleanor.
Eleanor, yeah.
Right? But it certainly is. That's just
It was cool. And what we did was we actually did like a little not to say competition, we were giving away free hat and t-shirt. Somebody came up with a name. So we went through and did like a little survey.
Right.
And somebody came up with Eleanor. So we got that. And so to accent it, all interior lighting's red, underglow red, engine bay red. So at night, she just has that mean, ominous look kind of driving down.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool, brother. Well, you've got a great car.
Thank you, buddy.
This is incredible. Really stands out, and in a place where it's hard to stand out. You do.
Oh, thank you.
So,
That's awesome.
There you go.
I appreciate that. We got a lot of positive feedback with it, so we're really happy about it.
Very cool. Very cool. Great car, brother. Thanks so much.
I appreciate you, bud. Thank you.
This is an awesome section over here outside. Ponies and the Smokies. Look at this. 69 GT 500. Dude, that's amazing. That is amazing. Love this car. Check it out. There's a Eleanor Restomod 67 fastback. So nice. Tell you folks, it's a good time out here at Ponies and the Smokies. Check it out. Very original straight six going on in this 65. Check this 70, this 69 over here. This 70. Wow. Is that gorgeous or what? Wow. Very cool 70 Mach 1. And a car we are very familiar with. There you go, Flatwood Customs 69 Mach 1. Love that pearl paint. Check this out. Yeah, looks like a 351 small block. It's not. That thing is 460 small block. Isn't that bad? Love this car. One of my favorites. There you go. Such a great car. Mercy. Just 66. Check that out. Isn't that incredible? Wow. Yeah, that's tough. There you go. This 68. That's sweet. Yeah, that's sweet. So awesome. Love it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
That's awesome. Excuse me, fellas. Is it a 2012? Is it a 69? It's a little of both. That's tough.
Oh yeah, those fox bodies. You like the green. I like the fox
Yeah, hey, I wear it with pride. That's right. Yeah.
That's right, yeah, trailer.
All right, one last car in the parking lot before I leave. Check it out. Gorgeous. 67 Mustang GT. Beautiful blue. That's sweet. All right, y'all, that's gonna wrap it up for this show. Ponies and the Smokies 2025 does not disappoint. So many great cars, Mustangs everywhere, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. If you like a car, if you like a Mustang, especially, you gotta check out Ponies and the Smokies, Sevierville, Tennessee, one of our favorites. We'll see y'all in the next one. Click in right here.